Hey, all right. I want to talk about the breakdown, the number one skill successful freelance writers absolutely have. Now, if you are brand new to freelance writing and you're not successful and you haven't gotten any clients, well, how can you have them? How can you get them? You're like, oh my gosh, I am a good writer. I am on LinkedIn and I don't know what's going on. What's happening? I can't get clients. Well, let's break down the skill that I've seen time and time again that makes writers or freelancers successful in the online industry. And what that is marketing, and different types of marketing skills that a lot of new writers just don't have. I did not have that when I first started my business. I was very creative. I loved writing poetry in high school. In my little notebook, I wrote a lot of creative stories. I even signed up in college for a creative writing class. That's how much I was, in the highway of creativity and nothing to do with business. I was not interested in all of that at all. I wanted to fuel my creativity with writing. And so that's what I did. So when I decided to become a freelance writer back in 2014, after I had my twins, and I'm like, I want to do something to stay home with my twins and make good income. My husband suggested, well, there are a lot of moms out there that are doing virtual assistant work. They're doing writing work. And so again, my brain is creativity, writing. Okay, let me go there and see what's going on in that world. And I was shocked and amazed that moms were writing blog posts for businesses and getting paid for that. They called themselves back in the day staff writers. So they could have been part of the business, but the more and more I read about it, the more I was like, okay, this is freelance option. They have multiple different clients. They're getting paid to write blog posts at that time. And that appealed to me. So I had to learn baby steps how to market my business. And because of that, I was able to land great gigs, make a lot of money, and I guess over the years become a successful freelance writer. And I want to help you if you're brand new. This is 2024. Things are changing and you really need to step up your game if you want to become a successful freelance writer. So if you're here, say hi. I'm glad people are making it. And if you have any questions during this, just let me know. I'm here to help you. All right, so I have my notes down here, so that's what I'm looking at. The first biggest marketing skill that you need to at least dip your toes in is with SEO. Now, Google for the last year, 2 years has been crazy with all the algorithm updates, with all the changes in traffic, with a lot of businesses doing great one day and the next month having to shut down. SEO has been volatile a lot lately. But I know that because I have been following a lot of SEO people. So for you, if you're brand new to online writing, a lot of businesses use SEO or search engine optimization to get found on Google so that they can get leads and customers for their business. It is the same for writers. That's what I ended up learning when I dove into freelance writing. How do I market my own business so that people can come to me? And SEO was one of them, although I didn't practice SEO in the beginning. To be honest with you, I probably had SEO stuff in my blog posts without realizing it because I was reading so much blog posts, looking at the structure, the type of words that they were using, that I probably emulated that when I was writing my blog post in the beginning. So my suggestion in the beginning is to follow the right SEO people. I follow Marie Haynes, Lily Ray. There are some other ones that aren't on the top of my head right now. She Knows SEO, which is, I totally forgot her name, but she's on Instagram, and I follow her YouTube channel. She does really good tech stuff. So I think her latest video was how to create jump links on your website, and she is geared towards travel writers, but I do like her content because she does talk about just basic SEO stuff. And then website stuff, how to optimize your website for, ranking potential so that that website doesn't get hit with any Google updates. So knowing those SEO people that you trust, I do lean towards women. There's a couple other ones that are new that I'm learning about, but those are the top three. And then anyone that's associated with Google, you can follow on Twitter. That's the first step, is at least get that news information. You can also follow them on LinkedIn, but I don't want my LinkedIn profile to be run by bro marketers, bro SEO people and stuff. I want my LinkedIn profile to be strategic, so I don't follow them on LinkedIn, but Twitter is fine for me, and YouTube. The next thing to learn about SEO is your writing, how to write SEO content. Now, I do have a masterclass, the Fast Track to SEO Writing, that I offer. It's as up to date as possible. It gives you the basic blocks of how to write a basic blog post that's SEO-able, that's optimized for ranking potential. Nowadays, you don't want to be so heavy with SEO. So what I teach you are the basic blocks, and you can go from there. Now, the next skill or feature of breaking down this marketing skill is networking. Now, the fact that you're joining me is one aspect of networking. You're networking with other copywriters, with other freelancers, and that's great. Maybe you're following me. All of these things are active ways to network. Now, I'm an introvert. I'm realizing more each and every year that when I'm around a crowd of people, I do get very drained of energy, and it takes me almost a day or two to really recoup, to be by myself. I can't even be around my family. That's how draining it is to be in a group of people for me. So I'm learning to gauge that, and only, surround myself with my core people, basically, that I can handle. But with networking, following the other writers, freelancers that could help you down the road with writing jobs, following editors, content managers, that's very key. And I would do that on LinkedIn. I follow a lot of content managers that pop in my feed. I immediately follow them. So those are the beginning ways of networking. If you're on Instagram, following the brands that you like, following them. And then the next step is commenting. So commenting on their post is just a very, not passive, but it's a low fruit way, like a low hanging fruit way to get your name out there. All right. And then the next step after that is to provide helpful advice. And by nudging in your post or in your comment that you can help them with whatever freelance service that you offer. So if I see a post of a SaaS tool that, I'm just trying to think of what I recently replied to. I think there was one SaaS tool that was sharing their goals for 2024. I chipped in and I told them those are awesome goals. I'm going to adapt them to my freelance writing services. And that was like my soft little push to let them know that that's something that I would probably do. I wasn't helping them or anything, but I was at least commenting and dropping the fact that I'm a freelance writer, that I can maybe help you, or for my email marketing clients, right? If they're an email marketing service. It's things like that where you want to nudge people when you're commenting. So their level is following them, commenting on them, and then commenting with helpful advice and a nudge to your service. That's sort of the beginning blocks of networking. And again, for successful freelance writers, that's what I see on my LinkedIn profile. I follow a lot of freelancers, and I'm amazed by how often they're liking posts, commenting on posts. It seems like it's a full day job, but all you need is probably 10 minutes on LinkedIn to really strategize and get yourself out there. And you get yourself out there by liking the comment, by commenting on them, and then sharing whatever you have on your own posts. All right. So all of that is networking. Other things that I did was follow other freelancers on Twitter, on Instagram. and on YouTube. All of those, any platforms that I can have and follow them, and then maybe signing up to their newsletter. I belong to a couple of newsletters from other content creators that are freelancers. So I like that just to get in the know. I feature them in my blog posts. I have featured other freelancers on my blog posts. That's another aspect of networking. They will get notified if they follow their SEO stuff, their backlink strategy. They'll know that I linked to them. I could tag my post on Twitter, mention all the people that I featured. I can do that. There's lots of different ways to show your love for other writers, for other freelancers, for copywriters. All right. So that's something to consider, even like writing a blog post about all the copywriting books that you read. Maybe some of them are from actual copywriters that you follow on Instagram, right? That's a good way to network. The other way to be successful now in 2024, this is something that I did not tell writers back in, let's say, 2017, 18, 19, 20. Like, I did not really mention that it was a core requirement. It's just something to have. And that is branding, being brandable on social media. This is, I'm feeling, crucial more than ever because of AI. AI is generic content, but there are still lots of businesses that feel it is good enough for them. So they don't care that there's no personality, no perspective, no high quality writing on those posts. So as a freelance writer, an easy way to stand out is to be brandable, to have your colors, your themes, the way you write plastered everywhere. Lately, I've been updating my LinkedIn banner. I've had my main banner, then I switched it before the holidays in December. And then now I just recently switched it because I want to be more cohesive in my branding. So I use a pattern that I've been using for years. It's not everywhere, but I use it for infographics, maybe some graphics. I decided to use that for my banner. So I am trying still, after almost a decade of doing this, to be more brandable so that people remember me. My signature color is pink. Even on my other brands that I have for Twins Mommy, it's a different shade of pink, but it's pink. Other writers use blue. Other writers use like a hot lime. Like, I can remember them because of the colors that they're using, right? Some of them are more whimsical. Some of them are more business focused. Some of them are more for content creators. So they have sort of that brand for content creators. I'm noticing like more minimalist design for the content creators. So I take a look at what the brands are for the people that I follow, and that can help you create a solid brand. So it's with your color, with your writing tone and how you write. Are you inspirational? Are you more teacher focusing with your writing? Are you more sort of like cut the fluff to the point type of writer? Those things you need to know, and then you need to lean into that, and that's you. Right? That's what makes you stand out. Right? And over time, people will recognize your writing, will recognize your post based on your face and how you write and how you help others. That's key. That's key with branding. And then businesses will get to know you and see that you look professional online, right? You look professional. And so that's key to getting better rates, higher rates for your writing. The next way to break down marketing is to have different marketing strategies for your business. The biggest one is lead generation. If you don't know what lead generation is, it's having having a brand, a presence online that people know and they come to you, right? So I started getting leads to my website within, I think, 2 months of having a website. I was networking, getting out there, and then I had businesses say, hey, I saw your post on Twitter. I looked at your website. I own yada yada business. I need a writer. Like, I was amazed by like, what happened here? What's going on here? It's because of what I put out there. So what I teach in Write Your Way to Your First 1K is lead generation. I teach you everything you need to know to use LinkedIn, to use your own pitching, to cold pitch, and to use your website to bring in leads. There are multiple ways to get clients, but my true method is lead generation. It's my website. It's my copy. I get everyone to my website. If I'm writing a guest post, I link to my blog or my website. All my client pieces with an author bio, it goes to my website so that people can look at my service and hire me. Right? That's a lead generator. People are coming to me. So that's important. Now, if you don't have a website, you're thinking, well, what can I use? Use LinkedIn, right? Use LinkedIn. If that's where your home base is, use that. And that's a good home base to send potential leads to. Realize though, if they don't have a LinkedIn profile and they need to sign in to view your profile. So that's something to consider. Most businesses are on LinkedIn, but not every business. So that's why I sort of stress having like a home base, like a website is your best friend for marketing your business. Another strategy that you can have is a content strategy. Now that you have a website, don't expect people just to come to you or businesses to come to you. You need to put yourself out there, and you can do that with your content. You can write on Medium to, again, another pool of audience, another way to reach potential businesses by writing content on that platform. You can write on LinkedIn. LinkedIn has a section, the LinkedIn Pulse, if that's what it's still called, that you can write content on that, again, to appeal to the businesses on LinkedIn, right? And then you have your own blog. You can write blog content so that when people do come to your website, they can see the type of writing that you do. It doesn't have to be your niche. It doesn't have to be that if you're doing travel writing or eco-friendly writing for travel businesses, you don't have to write about that, but you can write like next to that niche. So it could be your personal travel log of where you've traveled in a way that shows your writing for potential businesses, right? So I write a lot of freelancing content. And while over the years I have picked up clients that want my freelance content, most of my clients are in the software as a service industry, even though I write how to become a writer, or the best writing jobs out there, or, copywriting books for everyone. Like I'm writing just for freelancing stuff, but businesses can just click on a blog post and see how I write a blog post, that it's long form, that there are some comments. Older blog posts have hundreds and hundreds of comments. They can see that and they're like, whoa, she is a prolific writer. She is understanding of how to write a blog post. I'm going to hire her. So it's things like that where for your content strategy to create content for clients, your blog is your first client. All right. Think of that. Your blog is your first client. You can do guest posting. That's another strategy on a different platform to get your name out there. All right. So all of those methods is a content strategy for you to just get your name out there. And then over time, you need to develop how often you can create content. You don't have to get to the nitty gritty of how often or what, but know that you need to create samples and create content as if they are all clients of yours. So sitting down and maybe using like ChatGPT if you want to get ideas in the eco travel industry and what businesses in that would want for their blog. Go to their blog and see what kind of content they already have. And then you can create content that would appeal to that business. That's not the same, but it would appeal to them. And you can create your whole content strategy around that so that when anyone sees your content on LinkedIn or on a guest post or on your blog, that it is resonating with them. You're speaking to your ideal client. And then the last breakdown of the marketing skill that you need to be successful is outreach. Now, someone asked, I have a blog and was advised to not write on Medium. You broke it down. What can I do to both? Can you tell me why they said not to write a Medium? Now, I do suggest that if you write a blog, I would not transfer that blog to Medium. I would not do that. I would create unique content on Medium and unique content on a blog. So they're different. They're just a different personality. So if you can tell me why, and then I can answer what you can do on both. So I mentioned create your blog, if it's going to help you land client work, can focus on your like a neighboring niche. I wouldn't write all the content for clients because you're going to get burnt out. I cannot write SEO trends and social media trends on my blog because clients are going to ask me for that. And I can't just, it becomes regurgitated. It becomes boring if I continually write about the same content for clients that I write for my blog. So for you, a lot of freelancers write freelance content because no one's going to ask you. Not a lot of companies will ask you to write freelance content. I've had like at least 3 ask me to write freelance content, and I always say no because I'm already writing content, but I will write neighboring content like freelance content, writing content, copywriting content. Those are okay, few and far between, but not freelance writing content. On Medium, personally, for me, I write more personal posts, and then every now and then I will write like an email tripwire that's personal to me. Like, I made X amount of money with this email tripwire. That can appeal to clients because in that post I will write about the things that I did as a business owner. So I write a lot about behind the scenes of my business on Medium. That can, again, attract potential businesses. And then you can find the publications that you think your business niche people are on. So some people are really good with tech, so they'll write in the tech publications. And you can write, 1 or 2 kind of like sample based posts for clients. I just wouldn't make every blog post on Medium your core niche on any platform because you will burn out. That's what I find. I burn out if I keep writing about the digital marketing content everywhere. Twins Mommy, it was originally digital marketing content for moms, but I focused on Pinterest only and then slowly went to Instagram. So I only focused on those things. But if you look at all my blog posts, I stayed away from that for a while because I was so much writing that content for clients around that time. So I didn't want to keep writing the same things. So hopefully that helped you, Karita. I'm not sure if I answered your question, but I treat Medium different than my blog. It's behind the scenes. It's more personal. People follow me for my stories there. So I might focus on storytelling ability. I might focus on key strategies that I use to grow my business. Things like that can appeal, at least to my ideal client. Like, again, I don't know your niche, so it would have to be something that you're not going to burn out in, I think. And then, as I was mentioning, the last one is outreach. And so that leans towards sales, and selling yourself is a key component and something that I had a hard time in the beginning. I love networking. I love just, commenting on a blog post. I had a hard time asking that ask or letting people know that I can help them with their writing or that I have something for them. But the outreach aspect is key. After you've built all of this networking potential by following other business owners, content managers, editors, by being on different platforms, you need to put somewhere that you want clients. And there are different ways. For many years, I told writers to do a for hire. And I think I still recommend that. I don't see it a lot, but you can put on your LinkedIn profile, a B2B blog post writer for hire. On your Medium profile, B2B blog post writer for hire. I may have put something like that on my Medium profile. I'm not quite sure. But just telling people that you're for hire can help people. I don't like the option on LinkedIn where you can put open to and you get that like green circle around. I personally don't like that. It seems just a tad desperate, but you can put in your copy that you're for hire. And then other ways you can do the outreach is, hone in on a business. And when the time is right, when you feel confident, DM them your pitch or a soft pitch or warm pitch. I did this with GoDaddy. I know GoDaddy has a guest contributor site, and they have a little form, and I did fill it out, but I just had the feeling that no one's going to see it. it's like a defunct form. I highly doubt it. So I decided to follow them on Instagram where they're more active. And then I asked them, I said, hey, I'm a freelance writer in the SaaS businesses. I love your tools. I'm interested in writing a blog post. Is there someone I can, talk to? And then that person, the social media manager, was able to connect me with someone. And then we connected and they hired me. Like, it was as simple as that. It took a while, but it was as simple as that. So if you find a company, sometimes with a lead-in with guest posting, you can get a gig. So another one, Zapier. I didn't guest post for them, but I tried to. And each and every time they denied me. And it wasn't until the editor was like, let me take a look at this chick's website. And then they hired me. So who knows? My pitches sucked, apparently. My topics, they didn't like. But they hired me looking at my website, and they saw who I wrote for and what I did, and I fit their profile. But it was the outreach. It was me reaching out to guest post. So you could start your strategy that way by finding websites that offer guest posting, wow them with your guest post, and then follow up and say, hey, I'm also a writer. If you need help, I can create thought leadership content on your blog or SEO content on your blog. Make it worthwhile for them. And that's a good strategy in 2024. Businesses right now are either, looking at the AI output and seeing if it's worth it, and then finding specialized writers. I'm seeing on LinkedIn that a lot of people want specialized writers of where they live and the type of content. I think what was one of them that was weird? Like an expert in bees. They wanted just like a writer with an expert understanding bees. Like, if you know that, then if you have some expertise in bees and understanding that, and you watched millions of documents and read books and you just have like a fascination with bees, you could be that writer for them. But a lot of companies are now asking expertise in a certain topic. So that's something to consider, is that, like, yes, you can name your niche and all that stuff, but just be aware, see what's out there. And you can develop those niche topics over time. The biggest thing is to be curious. As a freelance writer, to be successful, you have to be curious. You want to learn more. You want to learn about something that may not relate to you, but you still want to learn it. You want to learn about AI. You want to learn about more about your niche. I mentioned in a video that I do digital marketing, but now I want to learn about just marketing in general. That opens the doors. It's opening my niche, but I want that information so that I'm more well-rounded as a freelance writer. All right. Thanks for joining me. Thanks for that question. Hopefully I answered it. If you have any more questions, you can post them on YouTube. I'll probably post this video on YouTube. You can email me. I have lots of guides to help you if you want to sign up to any of those. But thank you so much for joining me.